is a little different talk that we usually are used to, because I would like to talk to you guys about the numbers around dry eye and the importance of having this in mind for our practice, our clinic, and our profession. So today we're going to talk about different topics: global market dry eye disease, the problem about, there's a problem with the presentation, just that. No worries, that was just the topics of the talk. Let's start with this, the global market around dry eye disease. In 2021, we had $5.22 billion of dollars. That was all the market around dry eye, but it's projected for 2027 goes to the $6.54 billion, increasing almost 5% per year. If we see the ophthalmic medications produce $36 billion per year, and dry eye drops or dry eye medication represent 12% of those $36 billion. So it's a huge market. We're talking about a lot of money, and increasing here is 7% until 2021, until 2032, sorry. But between 2016 and 2021, the increase was just 6%. So what I want to say with this, the market is going up, and we have to be aware about that. What is the problem that we have today with dry eye and all these pathologies around, like CVS and all this problem? Well, we are seeing that there are much more visual displaced workers. After pandemic, this was a boom, right? The home office is increasing because we understood that we can do that work from house. Maybe sometimes we don't have to go to the office. And again, after pandemic, we realized about this. Smartphones, well, we are all the time with smartphones, but the problem is the kids. Kids are spending a lot of time, more than recommendable, on the phones. I'm talking about 5, 6, 8, 10, 12 years old. Gamers, and let me tell you why I'm talking about gamers. That's, at least for me, and for sure maybe of you guys, it's something that we are not used to. Gamers, what is that? Well, these are young people who spend time and make money gaming video games, right? And they spend 12 or 15 hours on the screen, on the computer, playing video games. And life expectation, of course, that is increasing every year. But at the same time, on the other hand, we have a reduction in the productivity and the quality of life. So, kids, this is a paper presented in this year, 2023. The researchers, they put a class with a camera in the kids, and they gave them a cell phone. And they explained that they have to play with the phone for just 1 hour. After that, they studied and they realized that they started with dry eye symptoms, and the blinking rate was in a reduction of almost 50%. They blink usually 20 times per minute, and when they are on the phone, 8 or 9. So, and this is just 1 hour. Imagine when your kids are 5 hours or 4 hours with tablets and phones. Gamers. So in a few years, this will be a 3 billion people market, because by 2024, there are expected to be 3.32 billion gamers worldwide. I'm talking about almost half of population of this world will be gamers or YouTuber or whatever you want. The result of this is a lot of people spending too much time on the computer or on the screen. Between 20 and 60, like all of us almost, CVS, we spend a lot of time working, doing paper, presentations. We are doctors, but we spend a lot of time on screen. And CVS, as you can see in that part of the screen, it's worldwide. It's a pandemic, a new pandemic, because it doesn't matter if you're in Pakistan, Egypt, Ethiopia, Italy, or Brazil, there is a huge prevalence of CVS in the world. And CVS This is a paper that showed that there is a 60 million people suffer CVS. For me, it's much more than that. But every year, we have 1 million people, new people, suffering this syndrome. And let me tell you something. The first symptom of CVS is headache, but the second one is dry eye. Well, after more than 60 years old, it's a geriatric population. They are, if you can see, in 2050, the geriatric population goes from 750 million to 1 billion. We are going to duplicate by 2050 this kind of population, and they have problems like all the problems that we have when we are more than 60 or 70 years old, and dry eye is one of them. So we're talking about maybe for the very first time a pathology who is affected 4 generations. As you can see here, I don't know if there is another ophthalmic disease that affect all these kind of people. All generations are affected by dry eye. So that's mean that the patient that we're going to have in the future is huge, and we have to be prepared to face this problem that we already have, and it's going to be worse in the future. So what is the problem again? The reduction in the productivity and a loss of quality of life. Let's talk about a little bit about productivity. There is an average of that the workers that they have dry eye, they spend almost 200 days suffering symptoms of dry eye. That means that they are not working 100%. They are suffering the symptoms, and their productivity goes down. If you have a mild dry eye, you can have an 11% of loss of productivity. In the moderate dry eye, it's almost 20%. But if you are a patient with severe dry eye, you can have a 35% of loss of your productivity. And that is a lot of loss of productivity for the companies and for the workers. Let me show you an example. Japan, it's a country which lost almost $15 billion in productivity. Why is that? Because they have 55 million workers in Japan, office workers. The incidence of dry eye, it's among 23 and 32%. The cost per every worker is $741, and if you do the count, the number is that. But the interesting thing about that, for us, the ophthalmologists, if we treat those patients, just 10% of those patients, we're going to save the health system in Japan. We'll save $1.5 billion. But if we can treat 50% of all those patients, we can save almost $8 billion. So let's imagine for a minute how important is this for the countries and for the health systems. Canada, it's another example where they are losing a lot of money in productivity. Let's go to the severe dry eye. They can spend more than $25,000 between direct cost and indirect cost. Direct cost is the medications, the treatment, but indirect cost is the time that you lose to go to the doctor when you are with a reduction of your productivity. If you combine that, you can see that the table, there is a lot of money that or the country, Canada in this case, is losing. What about quality of life? And this is, for me, one of the most important part of the talk, because we are talking directly about our patient, that we know that is the most important thing. If you see this table, you can see that they compromise general vision in different pathologies, right? Like, I'm sure you can see from there, but there is retinal detachment, glaucoma, I don't even can see the last one, but I think it's maculopathy. So dry eye is always the first one, right? So if you see the males and the females between 20 and 40, dry eye is the first pathology who compromise the general vision. The same in females and males between 40 and 60, and forget it when you see the square in the more than 60 years in the case of females. You can see the numbers. It's double most important dry eye that, for example, glaucoma. But if you see this one, when they take these parameters, like for example, driving, ocular pain, of worry, patients, the big one bar, the brown, it's severe dry eye, right? Or patients with highly symptoms dry eye. They are more worried for this pathology than, for example, for glaucoma. Driving, they feel worse, the patient that they have high symptoms dry eye, when they are driving than, for example, a patient who has macular degeneration. So what I want to say here is that dry eye, when it's highly or severe dry eye, is a huge problem for our patients, right? At the same level that maculopathy, glaucoma, or retinal detachment. Let's take a look at the bar that goes down. This, again, is severe dry eye, and you can see how affect in different parameters our patients. For example, role physical, bodily pain, general health, mental health. So all these parameters are very affected in this kind of patients. So what do our patients need for treat this or try to give a solution of these patients? Well, we definitely need a comprehensive management. That's why in Argentina we are redesigning the concept of ocular spa. We launched Dry Spa, who has 4 pillars: diagnosis, treatment, multicentric data, there's a mistake, and education. These 4 pillars are for us the most important thing of this project. As you can see, they are very connected. All are connected and linked, and I'm going to tell you why. Well, our mission is to improve the quality of life of our patients by providing service of excellent and high standard in quality and medical evidence and state-of-the-art technology. Let's start with diagnosis. For me, maybe it's the central core of this project. Why? Because the first step that we have to give is a good diagnosis, a smart and efficient diagnosis. It's not the same to tell to your patient that they have dry eye, look in the slit lamp, that if you have this tear check, and you can show the patients all the parameters affected. And this is really connected with education, because we are doing education to our patients. They now understand what is happening with their eyes. And there is not the same when you say your breakup time is affected, look in the slit lamp, that patient doesn't understand anything. When you see, look, this is your diagnosis, the breakup time is broken because this and this, now we have to start a treatment. Sorry. So why it's important a smart and efficient diagnosis? Because we can, again, educate the patient for a better understanding of the disease and for adherence of the treatment. This is so important. We can personalize the treatment because we can understand if we are in front of what kind of dry eye we have, an aqueous deficient, or maybe with evaporative dry eye. And also, that other point is very important, data recollection, because we can better understand the results and we can treat in a better way our patients. So treatment, you know, we have very different treatment. We have topical, oral treatment, mechanical, habits is very important. But these two, for me and for our project, is also very important. Education and lifestyle. We can give the best treatment possible today, but if the patient don't understand that lifestyle is very important, the results are not gonna be good. The other part, it's ophthalmologist education, because as Lilian said, we need to train our colleagues. We have to understand when we do the residence or when we go to the hospitals, nobody teach us dry eye. We can say this is like a new specialization, because in resident it's very short, at least our generation, the part of dry eye, right? So we have a new problem here, and we need also educate our patients. We have a platform, dryeyementors.com, where we are offering courses, webinars like the webinar that we do together for all Latin America, boot camps, and this is just for our colleagues. And we also have developed Dry Spa exclusive program because, as I just said, it's very important for me, the educations. We have a regenerative vision program. The E&E program is a educational lifestyle and a strategic prevention program. In all our dry centers, our doctor has to understand this, and we can offer these programs to improve the results and to improve the experience of our patients. And finally, multicentric data. We are working with Revi. It's a startup from Argentina, from Dr. Saldivar, who allowed us to collect all data about results, about treatments, and analyze in a better way. So we must add value to our centers. We need to surround our treatment about all these things because I truly believe that the patient experience is one of the most important things as the results, the good results. And in conclusion, dry eye disease is and will continue to be a growing health problem for our specialty and the health systems. We must be prepared for the next years, and preventions and maintenance is one of the most important things, I would say, the priority for us. And the conclusion for us, the ophthalmologists, well, it's not enough to offer a medical solution for dry eye. We need to give a comprehensive solution for all of our patients. We must provide the patient journey, a good patient journey, a good patient experience, and this will allow us, of course, to differentiate ourselves in a growing but highly competitive market. That's it. Thank you so much for your invitation again and for your time. Thank you, Linda.